Okay, so hey, welcome to week 6 of the main high school football season. Friday night, the lights were shining bright. Um,
Right.
let's start with the Class C showdown: unbeaten versus unbeaten, Levitt versus Cape Elizabeth, the Hornets versus the Capers.
Yeah,
Adam, you
I
were
was there.
there,
I
and
was
Levitt
there.
won 39-27.
Yeah. Yep. It was a lot closer than I think the score shows, but really the star of the game was their sophomore quarterback Noah Carpenter. Um, 5 touchdowns, all on the ground, including one that was uh, a fake punt that was like 53 yards brought back for a score. Which was really fun. They were about to punt right before the end of the first quarter, and then they let the clock run out, flipped the field, and then he just got the snap and then just ran. About 10 yards in, he broke the tackle and was free, and he just took off. I think his first or second run of the game, he ran over a kid and got a first down. And I mean, I've seen Mike Hathaway is good enough. He sends us the box scores and we see the score lines, but I didn't really know what kind of quarterback Carpenter was. I knew that Hathaway was really excited about him, and he can throw, he can run really, really well. He had a couple long passes that would have helped his stats even more, but he had a couple drops from the wide receivers, but it didn't matter. Levitt, it was a lot of him, but it was also the defense. um, Hunter Hayes, who started the year as the starting quarterback, played a lot on defense tonight. He had the first interception. And then Brett Coburn had 3 sacks. Um, and then Landon Arsenault had another interception. So it's just a team effort. And they beat a really good Cape team. Caden McDuffie, their quarterback, is the real deal. And Nick Laughlin, their running back, is one of the best running backs I've seen since I've been covering Maine football. So it was just a lot of fun. The crowd was really into it. Levitt, I knew was going to show out, and they did. And just a really fun atmosphere tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like a really tightly contested game, and then just the better team kind of pulled away. Well, I don't know if it's a better team, but it seems like that's what happens in these close games a lot is one team
Yeah.
uh, just kind of pulls away with some big plays and the other team makes mistakes. And that's kind of what happened in this game.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was a really close game at halftime. And then Cape comes out and scores within the first 2 minutes to take the lead. And then Levitt goes on this 7-minute drive, which ends in a Carpenter run for a touchdown. And then they force a fumble. Cape fumbles. Levitt gets it back. Carpenter throws like a 42-yard pass down the sidelines to Sawyer Hathaway, who is taller than his brother. So he went up and got it over the corner. And then that set up a field goal to put them up 10 points, 31-21. And it was kind of over from there. When they had a two-score lead, their defense settled in. They made more plays. They had a turnover on downs, another pick. So they showed that they're still the class of Class C. And if someone wants to win a state title, I think it has to go through Levitt.
Yeah, go through Turner, right?
Yep.
So you're saying so Carpenter runs for 5 touchdowns, but you're saying he can throw the ball too.
Yeah. He only had I had to send the stats to Mike Hathaway because he needed to send them to Travis Lee. I think it was only like 106 passing yards, but he could have had 90 more on just 2 different passing plays. If the receivers caught them, they'd slipped out of their hands. He can throw the ball down the field. He was dinking and dunking to Dayton Calder, another Calder player. They just keep reloading Calders, and they're all fast. Deegan Jordan was catching some passes. He was all over the place. Yeah, he can pass too, and he's only a sophomore. So the future's bright for Levitt there in that way.
Is Deegan Jordan related to Camden Jordan?
I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Hathaway, but it does seem like a lot of family affairs in Turner, and it seems like everybody has at least one brother or a cousin that just keep going down and down. So the youngest Hathaway, who maybe 10 or 11, he was patrolling the sidelines and telling his mom that if Noah's just cooking, you got to let him cook. And I was like, you're right. So they're everywhere. They all have siblings and they're all playing football and they're all good. So scary.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, when I saw the Calder name this year, I'm like, oh man.
Yep.
Class C just got rid of 2 other Calders 2 years, like in 2019. Now they have to face them again.
Yeah, the roster says Dayton Calder, and he had a big play in the game, and someone was like, "Yeah, Daytona," and I was like, "That's not the name, but that's pretty cool."
Might be his nickname because
it's a great nickname.
Run jet sweeps in their sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then up next for Levitt is another pretty big test, right? They play York next week. Is that correct?
Yep. Cape just beat York. Caden McDuffie had I think 4 touchdowns against York, but York's proven to put up points. They were putting up a whole lot of points before they ran into Cape, so they're not going to take this opponent lightly, but they're going to feel really good going into it because, I mean, they took care of business in their first 3 games, but Hathaway said that they didn't force any turnovers in the Wells game, so the last couple of weeks they've just been about turnovers, defense, forcing the issue, and they had 3 tonight. So I think all facets of the game are feeling really good at Levitt going into York.
And a field goal by Carpenter too. So
right, which is Hathaway said is only like his 4th or 5th this year. So
which is like 4 or 5 more than most schools have kicked this year.
Right. Yeah, and it was from like 30 yards, and it looked like it was probably good from like 40 or 42. So it was a boom. So but yeah,
Eli Soren.
Yeah, is he the next Eli Soren?
I don't know. Eli Soren's deadly, just everywhere. I've never seen him go like outside of just the middle. Everything he kicks is right down the middle. But
I think I saw him miss 2 extra points.
Oh, well,
bad luck.
okay.
Bad luck for kickers.
Yeah.
Stay away from them.
The games to watch kickers.
Well, it sounds like you saw a good game. Sounds like that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. The atmosphere was fun. The game was fun. A lot of points. Hard to keep up, but that was okay. I was all right with it.
A good test for Levitt too.
Yep.
Oh, it's so late. Sorry.
It's all right.
I hope we don't get made fun of. I don't get made fun of for yawning because, geez, listen.
We get made fun of for our background, so
some real critics of this show.
I know.
Okay, so so I'm glad you enjoyed it. What did you have to eat?
I got the mozzarella sticks.
Oh.
Yep.
And
good. Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I stuck them in my pocket because it was right before game time. So.
Really? Like Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, I was sticking them out of my sweatshirt during the game. I had to do what I had to do, but pretty good.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Yep. It was good. It was I think it's still chili #1 at Lisbon, Oak Hill chicken tenders, Mountain Valley fries, and then Levitt cheese sticks. But we'll keep updating the list, and we'll keep trying.
Oh wow. So Oak Hill's chicken tenders are not on the top of the list. Wow.
Well, I need to go to Lisbon again and have
their chili
to just remind myself how it is. But when I had it, it was really good. So
okay. All right. So what did you eat today, Will? You were at Poland to see Poland or Oak Hill take on Poland, and Oak Hill won 28-20.
35.
Is that the final score?
35-20.
35-20.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
I enjoyed some gluten-free granola on the way to the game.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm a cheapo.
Nice.
I don't get and now being gluten-free, I can't really eat much of that food stuff, but it smells good. The popcorn smelled really good at Poland tonight.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I bet it was good.
Okay. I forgot you were gluten-free.
Yeah.
It's a tough life to live.
It is.
You can't eat chicken tenders.
If you find the right ones, you can.
Well, yeah, okay. At my house, we have lots of gluten-free chicken tenders, but I'm talking about the good stuff. those are acceptable, but the good stuff is at Oak Hill.
Yeah, you'll never know
Really
the
good stuff.
the glorious Oak Hill chicken tender.
Yeah, missed out on that.
So tell us about your game. It seems like Oak Hill kind of had their way with Poland, but the game was tied at 20 in the third quarter.
Yeah, the
So
Poland
Poland, I
started
mean,
the
Poland
third
didn't. I don't
quarter.
know. Poland stuck with them.
Yeah, the big passing plays for Poland was what kept them in it for 3/4 of the game. But Oak Hill's running game was just dominant tonight. 71 rushes for 300 and a lot. 300 and 423 yards. Excuse
Oh
me.
my god.
Yeah, it was crazy.
OMG.
That's
Yeah.
wild because I saw Jackson Arbor throw 3 touchdowns in their last game and then guess just totally flipped and just ran the ball.
Yeah, that's what head coach Chad Stoll said. He said, we threw the ball a lot last week and figured that Poland was going to try to stop that, so we just ran the ball. And Jackson Arbor only had 1 completion in the whole game, and that was in the fourth quarter. But the running game worked, so you didn't need to really pass it. Whether it was Caden Thompson kind of up the middle, or a lot of counters with Tiger Hopkins and a few other guys. Maverick Swan had some counter runs.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Hunter Drew was their number 3 running back. He had some big plays, but Tiger Hopkins had over 100 yards rushing too. So this the line did a great job. They were bigger on the line than Poland was.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what to do with that, and Poland couldn't really stop them for the first 2 quarters. Slowed them down a little bit in the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter, they kind of, Oak Hill made some big defensive plays to get the ball in good spots, and Caden Thompson finished it off.
Yeah, it helps when you have a running back like Caden Thompson, right? Just a really big body and fast for his size too.
Yeah, super athletic, but just big shoulders, and he's hard to take down.
Yeah.
Even when he would get stopped at the line, he would spin and do 2 more steps and get 3 yards out of nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a great feature on Caden Thompson by Drew Bonifant of the Kennebec Journal on our website, sunjournal.com/high school sports. But it seems like both these teams, Poland and I think if we would have talked about this game before, they both flipped what the expectations would have been. Adam would have been talking about how like Levitt doesn't like throw the ball, or Poland they don't throw the ball very well. They run it all the time. And we would have been talking about how Poland has a really good passing game because of what they did last week. But this week, Oak Hill ran the ball a lot and only completed 1 pass, and Poland relied on their passing game to stay with the Raiders. It seems like.
Yeah, Poland kind of had to. They weren't able to get the push, at the line to run the ball well, and they have 2 big receivers. Hunter Gibson, who had the touchdown, and also I think I have my notes a little bit better here. Another big receiver in Nick Obby. So just one of those things that you can throw it up and have your big guy get it. And like I said, those big passing plays kind of kept him drives alive and got him into scoring range, and they're able to punch it in a few times to keep it interesting. But not having that running game really kind of hurt him in the second half when Oak Hill's defense was able to key in on the pass a little bit better.
Yeah, seems like Gus LeBlanc knows what he's doing there. He hasn't coached for like decades, right? Or 15 or 20 years.
Quite a while, yeah.
And but he seems like he's gone in there and they know what they're doing.
Like
he said, go ahead.
His former Lewiston head coach Bruce Nicholas as one of his assistants. So Bruce is doing as well. It seemed like Poland was doing a lot with what they had, and Gus said that they're missing Sam Luce, their original starting quarterback. They
Yep.
had kids out with COVID, so they weren't playing with a full deck. But they showed flashes here and there, and of things starting to work. And some of those teams that the guys that aren't seniors next year, they come back and maybe they have a little bit more in the tank.
Yeah. And he said in your story, Will, that they just don't have the horses to run the ball all the time. And so it's pretty good that he recognized that and was able to get a passing game going. It sounds like it's not like, it's not totally refined yet, but it's getting there. So do you guys know do you guys know that trivia that Gus LeBlanc is Aaron Morse's father-in-law?
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's a factoid.
He married Aaron, the SID at Bates College, married Gus's daughter.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. I didn't know that until Gus got hired at Poland. And I think Aaron said something. It's one of my favorite bits of trivia in Maine.
That's a good, yeah.
There's a lot of good bits of trivia in Maine.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones.
Up there.
I think next episode, Maine trivia.
Yeah. So I think, does Poland have the week off, or Oak have the week off next week?
That's a good question. I know Poland doesn't, at least not scheduled.
Who does Poland play? Oh, I think maybe I'm wrong. I think I didn't read the complete schedule.
Let's see.
pull it up.
Poland is
Oh,
at Foxcroft.
Who has five?
Okay.
Poland's at
Oak Hill has the week off, and then they play Freeport.
And that'll be a big game because Freeport just beat Bucksport tonight.
Yeah. So Freeport and Oak Hill are 4-1.
Right. So they have Freeport, and then they have Winthrop Monmouth Halldale the following Saturday to finish the season.
Ooh. There's a gauntlet to finish the season with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Winthrop Monmouth Halldale today won 48-6 over Madison, Carabac Valley. Right? Are those teams?
Madison, yeah, Carabac. So wait, who has a gauntlet to finish the season? Oak Hill?
Yeah, Oak Hill plays
Yeah,
Freeport and then Winthrop.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough.
But 4 in a row, and they can do it. I mean, they proved it tonight in Will's game that they can run it, or Jackson can make a whole lot of throws and can move around too if they need. And their offensive line, you said it, Will, that they overpowered Poland. I mean, they overpowered Bucksport, who usually has good lines, and so they've got a lot of pieces to kind of keep up, and they've won 4 in a row in Class D. So they're peaking at a pretty good time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Speaking of peaking, feels like I've said this many times this week that, this is the week that Telstar is really going to face a test.
Yeah.
And the only team that's really been able to test them is Maranacook, because Telstar lit up Lake Region 52-0 today. Will Doyle had 4 touchdown passes and a touchdown run.
Yeah, another guy, 5 touchdowns as a quarterback.
And so just another, Will Doyle is really making that machine work. I mean, they've got good players like Miles Lilly, catches a lot of passes, and Braden Stevens, a runner and a catcher.
Yeah, they've got a lot of pieces on offense and defense. And the game I went to, the Maranacook game, like you mentioned, was a close one. I'm pretty sure it was also homecoming weekend too. And they also said they all kind of admitted that they went into that game kind of overly confident and like kind of feeling themselves. And it kind of brought them back down to earth. And it may have been like the best thing that happened to them, because since then they've gotten right back on the trajectory they were on before that Maranacook game, and they're scoring a whole bunch of points and playing real good defense. And I don't know if it's even peaking at this point. They're just a good team.
Yeah, they're still headed towards peaking maybe.
They're going to peak in November.
Yeah, that's what they hope, because they finish off the regular season next week against Trape. And I'm going to go ahead and call that a win for Telstar.
Unless something bad happens.
Yeah, and then after that, I don't really know how the 8-man playoffs work. I don't know if they earn a bye as the number 1 seed or
Yeah.
what, but they have that coming up soon, the playoffs, and then it seems like Maranacook might be the team for them to watch out for as far as competition in this division of
right. Maranacook's quarterback was only practicing for, I think, 2 days before their game. He was out in quarantine for the beginning of the season. So, and they played Telstar pretty tough with him only being ready for a couple of days. So, yeah, I think in the playoffs there'll be a real tough matchup, and I'm sure there's other teams that'll play him hard. But Telstar's, they've proved it every single week that they belong at the top, and I mean they keep doing it. So big win tonight, and then they should take care of Trape and head into the playoffs undefeated, which awesome for that community that really cares and shows up for games, and the players really care, and they have state championship aspirations. So it's exciting time for Telstar over there.
Yeah, good for them. And I think I did some research last year, and I was just looking over. I skimmed it yesterday. I think Telstar they won a state championship in 1972 and 1973. They shared the Class C championship with 2 other schools both the years.
Gotcha.
So there's like 3-way champions. And I tried to look up a little bit more, but I didn't have time. But I looked up like the way they finished their regular season or something. So I don't know if they even had playoffs that year.
Yeah.
So it's been a while,
right,
since they have done this well. But yeah, they're headed towards an undefeated regular season. What's that?
I just said it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Lewiston lost to Bonnie Eagle 48-8. 48-8, yeah. Sounds like Bonnie Eagle's running game was the main thing there. They had 5 touchdown runs, 3 from Klein and 1 from Oja.
Yeah.
And so I guess not a huge surprise.
Not a terribly big surprise at all. Bonnie Eagles, a well-oiled machine at this point. Lewiston's been shown themselves to be kind of in that second group of, EL, Mount Blue. I mean, not Mount Blue. EL, kind of under Bangor, Sanford. So yeah, nothing really too surprising here in Bonnie Eagle taking care of business.
You better not mix up who those teams at the top are. You're going to get a mean email.
No, I just threw Mount Blue into Class A, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, it used to be back when Class A, had more than 8 teams.
Yeah, back when Class A was a classification and not just a small gathering.
Yeah,
teams. But speaking of Mount Blue, woo Mount Blue.
Yeah, dub season.
They won their first game of the season
on homecoming.
Yeah.
Yep.
37-7. And Old Town they had a pretty decent record in Class C, so it almost like makes you wonder if that's the difference between Class B and Class C.
That probably who they played. And Mount Blue, and who they played. Mount Blue had to play Lawrence. They had to play, Class A Lewiston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then starting and stopping a bunch of times, and but credit to Old Town too to just take the game. Even so.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't hurt them that much to play that game.
One of the coolest things about this season, I think, is when teams have scrambled to find opponents, and sometimes it's not the matchup you'd want, but it's have a game or don't have a game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's good. I think when you can find those matchups, they're pretty good. And I think it probably looked like a pretty good game for Old Town heading into it, but Mount Blue put up a 37 spot on them,
right?
And I think Mount Blue had only scored like 13 points headed into the game, maybe 6.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I can try to pull it up real quick.
Yeah, and so it's nice to get their offense going.
Yep.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and on
Yeah,
homecoming
they showed
too.
flashes against Lewiston. They just couldn't put whole drives together. So
Yeah.
it seems obviously they did that tonight.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
homecoming, and it was their last it was their senior game, so
Yeah,
they put the last 2 games on the road.
pretty cool all around that they got to have the game and then play so well. Yeah, they only scored 10 total points this year. They scored 3 against Lawrence and 7 against Brewer.
Okay.
But like Will said, showed some signs against Lewiston in the game he covered.
Just didn't do it. Let's see, what was the other games? What was another game we had today?
Bangor beat Edward Little 49-13 up in Bangor.
Okay.
Nothing too surprising there. What's surprising is that Thornton Bangor score still makes no sense to me. Because I've been pretty high on Bangor, and Bangor's played pretty well against a lot of teams this year. They just ran into a buzzsaw, I guess. But
I don't know if it was a long drive or if Thornton just had a really good
yeah,
game clock and wanted to
right.
flex something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Thornton. Yeah, I don't know. They probably were just looking for a challenge and didn't quite get it, and so they're like, well, we just gotta. I guess we'll keep playing this game. We can't pull our starters all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing, teams didn't play last year, and you can only take your starters out, midway through the second quarter so many times. But
Yeah.
those starting players have to learn how to play a full game.
Yeah. So when you play another team that's good, you don't feel. I think you don't feel as bad just kind of lighting them up a little bit, like a lot in that case. It's not like if you're playing, like no offense, but like Sanford, you don't like go too crazy. But if you play another team that's like really good, you're like, okay, well this is the game where we play 4 quarters, and if they can't stick with us, then that's on them. So yeah, but I don't know. Edward Little always seems to put up a couple touchdowns on all these. They played everybody, so I mean, all the good teams, they've played them so far.
I know. Yeah, Edward Little's gone through it
in their first 4 weeks, right? I think they played everybody. They played Bonnie Eagle, they played Scarborough, they
haven't played Thornton yet.
Oh, they haven't played Thornton. Okay,
No.
They have played Oxford Hills.
Yeah.
So okay, so they still have Thornton. So they go Noble next week, then Thornton, then Edward Little at the end of the regular. Lewiston at the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Bangor's 5-1.
They've
played really. Sorry, Will. Didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right.
Who's 5-1?
I think
Bangor's 5-1.
Oh, yeah, they played Bangor too. Yeah.
Yeah. Bangor's 5-1 and has that 37-36 win over Scarborough too on their record. So pretty good Class A team.
Yeah. And let's see. What games have we not talked about yet?
We got 2.
Mountain Valley.
Yep. We have
Yeah.
Spruce Mountain beat Mountain Valley 46-16.
Yeah, I was looking at the Spruce Mountain Twitter account, and the Cam Phillips to Isaac Parker connection was going well, and also Reese Davis had, I think, 3 touchdown runs.
Reese Davis is our boy. I mean, not Reese Davis. Cam Phillips is our boy, right, Adam?
Yeah, Cam Phillips is our boy on the Sun Journal Sportscast podcast.
Episode 5. Find it on our website or on SoundCloud or on Apple Podcasts.
Yep. But Cam shouted out both Reese Davis and Isaac Parker on the podcast and said they make his job a lot easier. And they took it to a Mountain Valley team who's still trying to figure out this 8-man thing in Spruce Mountain. Outside of the Mount Ararat and Chevrolet games and the Mount Ararat game, they didn't have Cam Phillips in. They've taken care of business against a whole lot of 8-man teams in their first year. So they're still gearing ready, and they still think they have a shot in the playoffs against the Mount Ararats and the Chevroses also. So good win for them Good win for them tonight. I think at Mountain Valley, although it's just down the road, doesn't really matter too much.
When I saw him play a year ago, Reese Davis had some, huge runs. He's a bigger guy. One of those kind of blasting through the line and then get another 10, 12 yards after that.
Yep.
But I mean, if they can get that passing game going and, be able to take some pressure off the running game, that's just only going to help them.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna be interesting. It seems like they might be maybe the third best team in that part of that large school 8-man football division.
Right.
They've been pretty good. I mean, I think it seems like Edward Little or not Mount Ararat and Cheverus are better. But
I'd still like to see them play Mount Ararat with Cam Phillips and a full team. And see how they match up with them. And then we just have one last game. Winthrop on Metalldale beat Madison Carebeck 48-6. Did we talk about that game?
We just mentioned it. We
mentioned
didn't. Yeah, we don't know a whole lot about it.
I asked Jared Richmond what the score was, and he sent me the score, and he said 5 different kids scored. Andrew Foster, the quarterback, threw 2 touchdowns, and Dom Trott and Logan Baird both had 2 rushing touchdowns. So a family affair over at Winthrop.
And how it always is. They always have, a stable of skill position players.
Yep.
Especially running backs.
Yeah.
Yep. And they got a great offensive and defensive line too, which will really help them.
How many touchdowns did Andrew Foster?
He threw for 2.
2, okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
They seem like they're going to be forced. Seems like it's the Ramblers and Foxcroft in Class D.
But Oak Hill too.
Oak Hill, they haven't played Oak Hill yet.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. You're
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right now it's Foxcroft and Winthrop at the top, and then I think right below is Oak Hill.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Oak Hill. We don't know if Winthrop is better than Oak Hill yet. We just know that Foxcroft is probably better than Oak Hill because they beat them. But that was earlier this season, and
Tiger Hopkins went out at halftime. He got hurt.
Yeah,
the second half.
That's true, and they played him pretty tight the first half, didn't they?
Yep.
And that was Oak Hill's first game of the season. First game they played.
Yeah, first game they played. I think it was week 2.
Yeah, Lisbon lost to Foxcroft the first week.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, it seems like Oak Hill could still be up there. Freeport could be too.
Yep. And then we just have a couple games tomorrow.
Yeah.
Greeny Gloucester at Cheverus. Another 8-man game.
Yeah, probably Cheverus again. Cheverus can probably win that one too.
Yeah, let's see if G&G can score.
Yep.
Yeah.
I expect Cheverus to be
hopefully Cheverus is getting enough players so they can go back to 8-man or 11-man football.
I think they like
it. Is wild that they're an 8-man.
Yeah. I mean, they're such a small school. They don't have to play Class A if they're not doing well, I guess. But 8-man. Massabesic at Oxford Hills, that should probably be pretty spooky.
We're pressing the spook button, Lee.
Well, spooky for the Mustangs of Massabesic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're like they're 1-4 in Class B, and then Oxford Hills is 5-0 in Class A. So
yeah,
I
think it'll be kind of one-sided.
Yeah, and Mark Soren, Oxford Hills coach, he should be back with the team next week in their games.
And they have. Did you see, guys, that they have the RW stickers on their helmets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely missed that last week. I'd seen it beforehand, like earlier in the year, but that's really cool of them to do that.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed them, but it's awesome.
Yeah, they told us about it. They told me about it, and I think they even tweeted it out, and so it's really cool. And then I went to a game. I covered the game a couple weeks ago against Bonnie Eagle, and I forgot to look too, but I had told Brewster Burns to take a photo.
Oh,
and then I meant to keep meaning to share it with people, and I forgot. But that's really cool. It's really, yeah, really, really cool of them, because I know Randy. I mean, Randy liked going everywhere, but I know like he had a lot of good friends. Like he was not good friends, but like the Oxford Hill coaches have all been around for so long. He got to know them pretty well.
yeah.
Because you think about it, like Mark Soren's been there. He's been there for probably the least amount of all of them as the head coach, but it still is like 7 or 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
even
it's
10
been
now.
nice.
And Nate Pelletier's been there forever. Graffam's been there forever. Blake Slicer. So I think he knew those people very well, and the assistant coaches too. So that was pretty cool. That was really when I saw that was gave me goosebumps. It still does.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool.
And
I think
then-
that go ahead.
Oh yeah, I think the last game we have is just Dirigo at Old Orchard Beach, right?
Yeah, that's the most interesting game tomorrow. I think that's gonna be the one that's like I think Dirigo is gonna be able to show like exactly where they stand.
Yeah.
With everything, because that's not an easy game, but not a game that is not an unwinnable game either.
Yeah, that'll be kind of a find pecking order of 8-man small division South region hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think Dirigo will have to run and pass well, which they can do, but they seems like it's one or the other a lot of the time. So they're gonna have to either, unless they dominate, but if it's a close game, they're gonna have to do both of those things to win. So I'm interested to see how it turns out.
Yep. Same.
That should be good, hopefully.
Anything else you want to say? Anything else to talk about? Seems like we covered it. Just like,
Yeah, I got
Okay.
nothing.
You got nothing. You got some Papa John's, right?
Yeah, I got Papa John's.
Ooh, yum.
Pepperoni?
Little papadilla.
Oh, is that good?
Yep. $7. Can't go wrong.
Is it like a calzone? Or what is it again?
It's basically a calzone. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. I'm excited.
You know who makes good calzones is Portland Pie Company.
Oh,
They make some good calzones. I wish they were going to come to Lewiston, but that ended up not falling through, which was
yeah, it's gonna be
They have
Huge
great
bummer.
gluten-free dough.
and they have gluten-free pizza too. That's right. That's another reason I like to go there. So, but so does Domino's,
It is true.
and I think Giorgio's isn't bad, gluten-free.
And Chipotle is pretty good.
Yeah. All right, dudes. Our friends, let's wrap it up for tonight.
all right.
And I will talk to you later.
Yep. Thanks for
Sounds
watching.
Good. Wrap it up.